Photogenics, you going off, going off, going off, going off, going
Hello, kings and queens, and welcome back to the Queen of Hearts podcast. It is your host, Qween Leo, and if you are new, welcome to the kingdom, and if you're a returning listener, welcome back. Um, Today we're diving into something very personal and transformative in my life. Um, it's kind of like the new season that I'm going into. If you are very familiar with me, you know that my birthday just passed. Happy belated birthday to the queen. And for this year, for 29, I wanted to truly celebrate the year, the end of my 30s, the or my 20s, going into my 30s. Um, just kind of saying goodbye to the younger years. You feel what I'm saying? Um, so, today's episode, we're going to dive into the year of presence. That is my whole theme for the year of 29. So, go ahead and get comfortable. Grab you some snacks, grab you something to drink. Right now, we're sipping on a mango margarita. But yes, so let's start with a life update. I'm 29 now, and I feel like I finally reached that I felt like I finally reached that point in life where you kind of, I won't say my peak, but that the character arc where you grow and you start to change, you start to adapt. I think I'm starting to reach the beginning of my character arc. Let's say it like that. Cuz I feel like I'm leveling up in ways I didn't even know was possible. I'm becoming a woman I didn't even know I could be. Um Turning 29 has been a mix of a lot of emotions. Um I'm grateful to see another birthday. I'm grateful to be able to spend it with people I love. Um, it's a lot of reflection at this time as I look back on the last 28 birthdays and why this one's so important, why this one's so different, why this one's so. Um, it's just a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot of. It's just a moment. It's a moment in itself. If you know, you know. It's just a moment. It's one of those moments. 29 is definitely one of those moments. Um, Going into 29, I I took a lot of knowledge that I learned through the first 28 years. One thing I can honestly say about year 28 for me, it taught me a lot of myself. Year 29 was the first year I was really by myself. I wasn't with my ex. I wasn't being controlled. I wasn't in this controlling relationship. I was my own person. I was free in a sense. So I feel like the year 29, or 28, I kind of really learned me. I learned about me. I learned what I liked. I learned what I didn't like. I learned what I wanted, what I didn't want, what I needed, what I didn't need, what I expected. Like, I learned me. I relearned me. And at 28, I finally learned who Kanisha was. I feel like for a lot of years, I spent myself in the shadows, not really embracing who I was. And I feel like that's why my first relationship had went so bad, because it got to a point as you get older, as I'm not embracing who I am and I'm conforming myself for another person, this relationship, this dynamic is losing its very essence, because it's no longer two people coming together to build something. It was one person in this shell of a person, this person that they would create, they would manipulate, they would gaslight, they would conform into their own being, and it slowly but surely the relationship fell apart. Um, I never really knew me prior to that moment. Um, Prior to that relationship, I'll say, and after the relationship was over, I really had to dig deep and learn myself, because it was um I was older. I wasn't the same teenage girl who had met him. I had got into my adult life, and I had to, okay, girl, you're on your 2 feet. You have to do this. So it was a lot. I feel like 28 was a lot of me. Like, okay, you scraped your knee a few times. You got to get up. You got to get back on the bike, and you got to keep riding. And I spent 28 really relearning my way of riding a bike in a sense. And everything I learned in that year, I pretty much am taking and applying it to 29 and every year after. Um, this is the first birthday where I can honestly feel the change. Like I said, I can feel myself leveling up. This is the first birthday where I can say that. My mom even called it when I came back from my birthday trip. She saw it. She's like, I can see it in you. Like you're just over it right now. And it's like, yeah, I'm over the bullshit. I'm over unnecessary drama. I'm over everything that doesn't bring me peace. And it's crazy because my dude goes on and on about his peace, his peace, his peace, protecting his peace. And I got it. Like I used to get it when I was younger and talking to him like peace, peace at this big old age now. Not saying I was like super old. I mean super young talking to him. I'm really just saying like last year, 2 years ago. But this most recent time I've been really able to sit and realize what he meant by protecting his peace because it's like I be protecting my peace so much more now that I've hit 29. Like one thing I'm proud of myself for at 29. Ever since I came back from my birthday trip, I've been doing my yoga. I do yoga every morning. It's the very first thing. It's the very start of my routine. I get up. Um, I sit in silence, just kind of get myself together, and then I get up and I do my yoga. It could be anywhere from a 20-minute session to a 40-minute session, and it's just me relaxing, me stretching, me breathing, me just recalibrating every morning. And when I do that recalibration with my yoga in the morning, I tend to have a more peaceful day. I tend to be more nonchalant. I tend to be more happy go lucky. I tend to just have more um it just runs smoother. Like it just runs smoother when this is when I have my routine and I do my yoga. I don't have any drama, no beef. So that's something I've been doing recently just to protect my peace and just really focus on a life of peace. Like I totally get what he meant by that now. Like I'm so big right now on protecting my peace. You just don't get it. You don't understand. And like I said, my mom, she can notice like I'm just over anything that affects my peace. If it doesn't keep me happy, if it does not keep me smiling, if it does not keep me in a good mood, I don't want it disrupting me. I don't want it in my energy. I don't want it around me. And it's getting to a point now where if it's something that brings me that type of energy or that type of feeling, I begin to loathe it. Like I hate it. I hate dealing with it. I hate it being something like I just hate it so bad. Like, mm-mm. That's why it's like I can see the change. I can feel the change. Like my temperament's different, my tolerance is different, my all of that is different. So I totally get it. Um so yes, that's something that comes with this new life change, I'll say. Um Emotionally, mentally, spiritually, 29 feels refreshing, it feels liberating, it feels pure. There's been a lot of times in my life where I feel like I've had to downsize myself or tuck myself behind a curtain or things like that, and I feel like this is the first time in a while where I really feel liberated. Like so I say refreshed and liberated. That's what comes with it because I feel like when I think about this year and this year of presence, it's me taking control of my life in the now and not worrying about the future. And we're gonna get into that in a little bit. But and I feel like being refreshed and having this liberation feeling, it's it's allowing me to live in the present. It's allowing me to further live in my truth and be happy. Whereas before I couldn't say I was doing both of those. So it feels great. Like I'm super excited about this year coming up and everything that's coming. I have so many great ideas. They're just flowing. They are amazing ideas that are gonna you're gonna see the the like when you guys think of Queen Leo, you probably think of the website, you probably think of the podcast, you probably think of the Instagrams, and you leave it at that. But you don't see how big Queen Leo is in my head. So it's like to finally get those ideas out to you is going to be amazing. Um, and all this stuff came from just 29, the year of 29, the year of just being myself and being in my skin. Um, as far as like my relationships and everything, I feel like every dynamic around me is seeing a change simply because I'm seeing a change. So seeing that I'm changing within myself, how I handle all these scenarios is changing as well. So, um, any way I may have handled something 2 years ago, 3 years ago, I probably for sure won't handle it the same way now. Just because I think different, I see things differently, and I want different things. So I know for a fact my thinking is different this go round. Um, so I just know, like, when it comes to my family, when it comes to my man, when it comes to my friends, like, I know I'm handling all these relationships differently now because I'm just at a new age. Like, some people hate me because they can never get a hold of me. They can never get to see me. But it's like I'm so protective of this. And it comes from people like ruining my peace in prior moments. So and I won't say the fear, but just the pain that comes with people ruining your peace, it makes you not want to deal with people. It makes you very standoffish. It makes you want to be to yourself because you hate how people try to ruin your energy. You know, there was times where I wanted to stop my brand. I wanted to stop my podcast because I didn't like how, and I won't even put it in the category of bullying, but just how people tune into your life like it's reality TV. And don't get me wrong, I know I opened the floodgates for that when I became this person, but there's only so much I give you. You feel what I'm saying? Once you go past what I give you and you go into more stuff, then it's like, okay, now we're doing a lot. You feel what I'm saying? And that's where it's like I've been I've been very stingy on who gets my time because when I give people my time and my energy, that happens and people disrupt. So to stop all the disruptors, I was like, let me just take back my time. Let me just take back my energy. So it's very hard to get a hold of me now because I'm just so, like I said, I'm so big on my peace. I'm so big on my peace, so it's so hard to get a hold of me. So hard. Um, this year, as far as milestones and changes, um, celebrations, I would say, going into 29. One thing I do want to celebrate that I actually have not promoted or posted or said anything about, this is an exclusive for all my kings and queens out there. Qween Leo was actually featured on Voyage Tampa for local creators and their local creators showcase. It was a slot I did about 2, 3, it's been a couple months. It's been a few months I did it. And then I have two more features. Queen Leo has two more features coming out. Um two more brand features. But those are my milestones I would say that I accomplished this year. Was just really getting my brand out there. Like this is something I've been working on for years, probably 2, 3 years plus. And shit, more than that. I started Queen Leo a while ago. But just to see where she's at now, I would have never guessed this then. So it's like to see it now, to see how big it is, to see how much energy I can put into it, and to see it pay off is great. So it's like I'm super excited. Like I said, like I said earlier, I have all these ideas coming in this new age that I want to present. So it's like seeing where Queen Leo is now and knowing all the stuff I want to do. Um, I'm just super excited. Like my baby is growing. I'm so proud of her and I'm so proud to share with you guys everything. I don't have it on there now, but now that I'm talking and recording this episode, I feel like I should have it on there. I'm going to put a link to my showcase on Voyage Tampa. I'm going to put a link on it on my homepage, QweenLeo.Shop, so you can tap in and read my interview. I'm super excited. And then when the other two drop, I'll be sure to tag those as well. Also, Kings and Queens, speaking of which, are you guys subscribed to Queen Leo's Love Letter? This is a new thing I've added to Queen Leo. It's my weekly newsletter. Um, and it's just a recap. It's for my exclusive kings and queens, so definitely go sign up on the website. But it just keeps you tuned in with everything Queen Leo. Like I try to give you guys everything, but in the event that you can't get everything, you know what I mean? In the event that, you want more stuff than what everyone else is getting, you want more exclusive stuff, then subscribe. Um Everyone subscribed to Queen Leo's Love Letter does get an early access to our second fashion merch collection, which will be dropping. Can't tell you the date yet, but you do get exclusive early access to Liberty Sea or Season 2 Liberty City merch collection from Queen Leo. So definitely tap in and subscribe so you can get your merch. But yes, I've just been really, like I said, just been in my bag handling business and really just trying to push this brand forward. And at age 29, with all the ideas and the motivation and the muse behind it all, I'm really just ready to show and prove everything that I am and everything that I've accomplished in these 29 years and everything that I have to show for all the lessons and the mistakes I've made and the the celebrations I've had, like all the things along the way that have molded me into this person that I am and that you hear before you. Um, I want to be able to provoke that and tell my story and my brand, and I'm excited for the time and all these moments where you're going to be able to see it. So yeah, that's a quick little update about what's going on with the Queen. Um, and as I step into 29 fully, I know like I said, this isn't another birthday. This isn't another year. Like this is something big. This is something major. That's why I named it the year of presence because it's like it's about being in it, being fully present, and really working towards what you want in life and not just dreaming. Like that's what also comes with it. But we'll dive in that in a second. Um Go ahead and pay some quick bills, couple sponsorships we got to get through. When we come back, then we're going to dive into the year presence and what it actually means to the queen. So, get your beverages, refill, and stay tuned. Y'all, let's take a quick break, but don't skip because this is something you need to hear. Today's episode is brought to you by Athlete, a fitness and wellness brand created by the powerhouse herself, Ashley Anderson. If you've been telling yourself it's time to get serious about your health, your body, and your energy, Queen, this is your sign. Ashley specializes in helping you burn fat and build strength through personalized training and nutrition plans. But it doesn't stop there. She is also a recovery specialist. That means cupping, massage therapy, the entire nine. Because real fitness isn't just about putting in the work, it's about taking care of your body after too. Whether you're a beginner trying to start your journey or you're ready to level up your workouts, Ashley has the tools, the guidance, and the accountability to help you hit those goals and feel amazing while you do it. So, Queen of Heart listeners, you already know I got you. Tap in with Ashley today on her IG handle, Ashleet by Ash, and tell her Queen Leo sent you. And get ready to step into your strongest season yet. All right, y'all, let's get back to the show. Oh, okay, kings and queens, and we are back. When I say the year of presence, I mean showing up for yourself and for your life. Not over on autopilot, not overthinking about every move, your move, someone else's move, not overthinking and trying to get someone else's approval, just being present, being in the moment, being here right now, fully engaged in your own life, your own story, and your own journey. Um, I call this the year of presence because I found myself a lot of times not being present. I found myself a lot of times overthinking. I'm a Leo and I'm such a sensitive person, but I'm such an overthinker. I overthink about every single thing. I tell my dude all the time, I could never really get disappointed in life because I've already overthought and thought about every bad scenario, every good scenario. So I've expected everything. So nothing really could take me off guard. It could just disappoint me if it's true. You feel what I'm saying? And with me overthinking a lot of times, I'm always, like I said, thinking in the future. So I'm never really in the moment. So it's like I could be sitting here planning 8 million episodes for Queen Leo, but I'm not in the moment recording them. You feel what I'm saying? Or I could have so many ideas for Queen Leo next year, but I'm not doing shit right now in the moment this month. It'd be stuff like that. And it's like you have to really catch yourself when you're doing things like that, when you're always dreaming, you're always worried, you're always pressed about the future. And it's like, honey, make the future your present. Simple and plain. So when I think of the year of presence, I think of just showing up in that moment fully for yourself and making sure you're happy and you're at peace. Um, Something that motivated me a lot going into 29, and what kind of motivated this theme of the year of presence. Lauren London had did this interview with Angie. I want to say Angie so bad, with Angel Martinez in real life on her podcast. And it was Lauren London's first interview since the passing of Nip. And it was just really like a check in. Like, how's Lauren doing? What are you thinking? How do you think now? Like, how do you move forward? It was just like, in real life. Like, Lauren, how's life in real life? And as I'm watching the episode, it was so deep to me, and that's where I got the year of presence from. Because as she reflects on Nip's passing, she reflects on how when people are in relationships, they they live off ego. Everything's off ego. Everything's off how something makes you feel, how the outside world makes you feel, and you tend to forget that everything in life is on a spiritual level. And that's what she was basically saying when it came down to her and Nip. Like, there's a lot of times in her relationship she worked out of ego. So it's like, oh, if I feel disrespected, or if I feel, just like every woman, when something happens with a man, like when a man cheats, and I'm not saying Nip cheated on Lauren, but I'm just using this as an example. When a man cheats, women don't get mad because he stepped out and he cheated and he went and had sex with this woman. We're mad because he went out and cheated. He went out and had sex with this woman, and it fucks with our ego. It makes us feel less than ourselves. It knocks at our pride. It knocks at our ego. And that's the reason why things bother us. A lot of things in life bother us off of the ego. And what she was basically getting at was Nipsey is gone. No longer on that physical tip. He's gone. But she doesn't have to worry about him stepping out. She doesn't have to worry about him cheating, but she can't share that experience with him. She can't share life with him. She can't do all these other things with him. And that's where it was major to me, because it showed when people are mad about infidelity and things like that, you're working out of ego. You're working out how things affect you. And that one thing, in comparison to how all these other parts of this person do so much more for you, and when it's all said and done and the smoke clears and God finally calls them home, you're gonna miss all those good things that you're not even gonna think about, the things that fucked with your ego. And that's what she was saying. Like, she doesn't even give a fuck about all the shit that fucked with her ego then, because now she can't have any of it. And that made me really take a look at life and make me really look at my relationships with people, not even just including my man, but just everyone around me. And it's like, that's where the year of presence came from, because it's cherishing the moment, what you have with that person. Cherish what you can share with that person. And it wasn't like her telling everybody, yeah, people die, people cheat, just live and fuck it. It was it was a more deeper spiritual way of her saying, pick and choose your battles. Because now she sits here And all those times she spent picking those battles, she didn't. She can't. She would give up all those moments she spent picking her battles with him just to have one good moment when she felt the love they shared. And that to me was deep. And it made me look at people differently because it's like, I can't control you. And like with the ego, it comes, that's where control comes into. And like she even stated, that goes into trying to control someone, you know. Me and my ex were on a very superficial level. And that's why I think this hits so home for me. Because the way she feels, like moving off of ego, that relationship was based off ego. You know, I was this nurturing, caring woman that would I'm a how can I put this without sounding cocky? I'm a diamond to any nigga that pick me up. If you know what you got. Like I'm a jewel if you know what the fuck you got. Some niggas don't know and they might throw me in the trash and that's their fucking loss. You feel what I'm saying? But the right nigga gonna see that diamond sparkling in that trash and pick me up. And he knew that. And he knew at the end of the day when you clean her off, she's a diamond. And I feel like it got to a point in our relationship where he didn't want to get rid of that diamond. He didn't want to lose, not get rid of it, but he didn't want to lose that diamond. And he didn't want someone else to pick it up and experience it. He was moving off ego. So in the end, he started controlling me and he started to control the relationship. Because when you're moving off ego and your pride's hurt, what do? You take control of the situation so that you can manipulate it to better favor you. And I had to, as I'm listening to the interview and like processing it, it also helped me understand like people aren't our possessions. And even Lauren says it, people aren't our possessions. And that's what she had to deal with a lot. Nipsey was not her physical possession because at the end of the day, like she said, Nipsey's body may be in the ground, but his spirit lives on. And that was her pretty much saying like, you see how many people still love Nipsey even though he's no longer with us physically. Hell, she still loves Nipsey even though he's not with us physically. And that's what she grew to understand. Like, love is deeper than a physical tip. Love is spiritual. Love is emotional. Love is mental. And you can't control those things. Yes, I can physically with my ego, start all these arguments, cause all this drama and push you away from me. Well, not push you away from me, but start all these issues to try to control you, to keep you up under me as mine because I'm overthinking. I'm not living in the present, so I'm overthinking and I'm thinking about all the stuff you might do or could have done or may be able to do and I'm trying to reel you in and keep you close. And it's like that's not how you love someone. At the end of the day, you have to love the experiences you share with that person. You have to love that person for who they are and what they bring to your life. And even like my dude says it, like, but he says it in a more like weird, I wouldn't say weird, but he says it in a more manlier way, masculine way of saying it. He says it like, at the end of the day, so you're gonna do what you want to do. Everybody in the world is gonna do what they want to do. Every human's gonna do what they want to do. So you can't spend your days trying to stop somebody from doing what they want to do because they're going to find a way to do what they want to do. That's common. That's human nature. And with that and pretty much what she was saying in my mind is kind of similar. It depends on how you're looking at it and how and what world you're in. But yes, that was basically what she was saying in the interview and it just really spoke to me. Like, people aren't our property. We can't keep trying to control people. Can't keep trying to control moments to benefit ourselves and benefit our future. We have to just accept what happens in the moment, live in the moment and experience it for what it is. You know? Um and that's what this year is all about. The year of presence. That's the theme I'm pushing for the year 29. Embracing this final year of my 20s in my 20s. Not looking back like, "Oh my god, I wish I would have done all this at 29." No, in this year, in this season in my life, it's all about experiencing it, loving it, remembering it, and making memories that I could hold on to in this moment, and not plot and scheme on how to possibly make a better moment in the future. Fuck that. When the future comes, I'll handle it. But right now, I'm in the present and I'm dealing with the present. Because I can honestly say that was my biggest issue at 28. And that's where I really had to check myself, because I grew to understand that I was very absent in the present. I had been absent in every aspect of my life because I was always planning. And as I kept planning and planning and planning, planning became avoidance. And I look at today, I look at yesterday, I look at the last few days of 29, and it's like, girl, you live in today. You're not living today planning for next week. You're not living today planning for tomorrow. You're living in today. You're not avoiding today to prepare for tomorrow, to to avoid tomorrow when it becomes today. Because that's the whole thing. When you're an overthinker and when you're a person like that, you spend your time planning for tomorrow, 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 next month, next year, next week, this. But here's what we all forget. At some point, all those dates in the future become a date in the present. And are you going to have that same energy for that day in the present that you're having for that day now? Are you still going to go hard with all the planning and preparation? But that's the thing. You can go all hard with the planning and preparation. And I think that was the thing. I was going through all the planning and preparation without the execution. And that's when you live in the present, you're forced to execute. You can't put it off. You can't do all that. You are forced to execute right then and there. And that's why I kind of like this season that I'm in, because I'm forcing myself to execute. I'm forcing myself to get it done. I'm forcing myself to put my best foot forward. And I'm forcing myself to be great in this moment. Not plan to be great in 2 years, not plan to be great next month. When you wake up today, Queen, you're going to work on being great. And that's what I feel like every person should do at a season like this in their life. Like, focus on being great. And what does great look like for you? I spent the first few days of turning 29 really sitting down and kind of asking myself, like, what does being present look like in these different areas in my life? And when it comes to myself, I would say being present would be just tending to myself in the moment. Stop putting off taking care of myself. I do that a lot. And it's crazy because I'm such a nurturer, and I was waiting for my dude to figure it out, because he's such a independent man that there's very rarely times I can be the nurturer in the relationship. So I was kind of waiting for him to kind of peep how nurturing I could be, and he even said it, like, I'm nurturing. So I know I have a nurturing personality, and it gets so bad that I tend to over nurture everyone else and disregard myself. So it's like when it comes to the year of presence, I have to focus on myself. I have to remember, take care of Queen too. I've been remembering it. I actually did a morning routine, skin routine this morning. I did everything shower today. You should take a shower every day, but you can't do an everything shower every day. Those are like spaced out. But I did everything shower today, moisturized, massaged my scalp, moisturized my body, like just real me time. Like I said, it's all about reclaiming your time when it comes to your presence. Reclaiming your time in the moment. So in the moment, tending to myself. Um, when it comes to relationships, to me, presence in relationships looks like loving my person uncontrollably and unconditionally in the moment, irrevocably in the moment, learning them, understanding them, who they are, and not the idea of them, not who people may see them to be, but truly them. Like, understanding and loving with your heart and not your ego. Like I said earlier, working and living out your ego. Um, when you're in your ego, you're always thinking about every step, you're always thinking 3 steps ahead and how every step's going to affect you in the future. Get out your ego. Live in the now, live in your heart, live in the moment, and just love. Not saying be a fucking duck out here in these streets, but what I'm saying is just follow your heart. It usually never steers you wrong. Um, and just Many people fall in love with the idea of a person without knowing who they are. Um, how can I put a good example? I'm trying to think of a good example on a TV show, but pretty much like someone marrying for money or marrying for stability, settling. Someone settling on a TV show. They're settling because in their mind they've already made up this thing like, oh, this person benefits me in the long run. It's always in the long run when they settle for someone they really don't like, really don't want to be with. It's settling for them in the long run. Like in the long run this makes sense, in the long game it makes sense, and we always do have to think about the long game. But in the same moment, like, be present in your relationships. Figure out if you love this person, if you care about this person. Is this person the one? And if they're not, don't stay with them. Don't be with them. Don't stick that energy with them. Spend that time back, like I said, learning yourself, being present in your moment, and your person will come along. People tend to settle and deal with bullshit from people because they feel like this is the only chance they have at being with someone and not growing up alone or growing old alone. And it's like, no, it's just not your time yet. You got to trust the process and know that your time is coming, and you can't force things. One thing that does come, like I said, operating out of your ego and not living in your presence, you're forcing things. You're forcing reality. Like I said, you're overthinking, you're over planning, and you're forcing this idea you've concocted in your head to be the thing, but you need to put the work in the moment to make it that. So no, dealing with some person because you think this is the end all be all, but you don't want to take that energy to better yourself and find your person, that is stupid. Stupid. That's why I was like, no, be present in these relationships. Grow, learn, understand your person and who they are, and if that's what you want to deal with. If that's who you want to be with. If it's not, leave. Go. Like, and I say this, people say it's their whole life, and I won't say I never used to believe it, but I used to always be skeptical of it. But God ain't gonna give you more than He can. Is not gonna give you more than you can bear. He's not gonna give you more than you can bear, and He may not be there when you want Him, but He will be there when you need Him. So people, don't be out here, niggas. Don't be out here settling for some bummy ass hoe, and women, don't be settling for those sorry ass nigga because you think that's the end all be all. Be present in your relationships. Learn that that nigga ain't shit and leave. Learn he ain't popping about shit and dip. Women or men, learn all she want is your money and go. Like, y'all be so stuck on a bag, a booty, all these things. Like, no, sit down, really get to know these people, and you'll understand who they are and if that's what you want in your life. And if not, get it out, because if you're living in the presence, you're trying to protect your peace. If you're living in your presence, you're trying to protect your peace. You're trying to stay happy. So don't deal with no bullshit that don't make you happy. As far as business, when it comes to work and my brand, present in my brand, like I said, it's not always planning, it's about the execution. It's about being in the moment and handling business. Um, Producing great content, creating great stuff for the masses. What Cam Newton be saying? Giving great content to the masses, but staying funky for your asses. Yeah, you gotta, yeah, I'm out here trying to be great and promote for y'all and do great things out here. And I have to stay consistent. I have to stay on my job, and I can't fuck off. I have to stay consistent, and I have to execute. And that's what staying present and being present in my brand looks like, is handling business and doing stuff. The last week and a half, I've been on a thing. I get up, I do my yoga, make my coffee, and I'm in Qween Leo. I'm in Qween Leo. I'm in the office. I'm in the office concocting $1 billion scheme. Um, And that's all it takes, getting up every day and showing up. That's being present. That's what the year presence is all about. Getting up every day and showing up every single day. Not showing up to prepare for tomorrow. Not showing up to think about tomorrow. Showing up and being the best you could be today. Now, I'm going to give you about a couple tips from myself. These are things that I do day to day, week to week. These are just little things I do to stay present in the moment. Um, Before I do anything of importance, I do the three breath rule. Um, I plan everything I'm about to do, and then I take a moment and I take three slow breaths. And it's just really me like calming myself down, getting grounded. That's one thing I'm learning a lot of in yoga is being grounded. But it just grounds me so that I can have a handle on my tasks, handle on what I'm trying to accomplish, a handle on life. And I'm not, my brain isn't overthinking or everywhere. And three short breaths, they kind of, or the three slow breaths, they kind of recalibrate me in my thinking. Um, you can do a daily intention. I like to do these after my yoga. Once I'm like making my coffee and kind of preparing, I kind of set my day up. Like right now, well, I set my week up on Sundays. That's pretty much what I would say for this. On Sundays, I take a minute and I just set my week up. These are all the things in every single category that I need to accomplish this week. So I kind of have like a game plan on how the week should go and what I expect myself to accomplish that week. Um, Another thing I do, and I told my dude about this and he thought it was pretty dope. I do a one thing window. Um, whatever task I have to do that day, I usually set a timer for like an hour and 10 minutes. If it's a real chill day, it'll be like an hour and 30, hour and 40. And I dedicate all my time to that task. I don't be on my phone. I don't be watching TV. I'll probably have like a podcast or like a book playing in the background or even like music. But I'm not really like distracted. I'm really tapped in like accomplishing stuff and getting a lot of stuff done. Because it's like when I do it that way, my mind isn't always thinking about all 80 million tasks or thinking about all the shit I need to have done that week. It's okay, girl. Let's tackle the task in this one department for the X amount of time. So that's one thing that it's a really good thing that I've been doing. Um, what else? Well, that's with business and lifestyle. When it comes to relationships, when you want to be present, um, or want to show that you're more present, um, it's all about listening. I feel like it's all about communication. Those are the two biggest things with being present is letting your other partner know that you've heard them. Let that person know that you're listening, you're receiving, and you're acknowledging. So always just tap in with your relationship. Like if you're trying to be working on your presence and not overthinking, just always be tapping in to the current. um Me and my dude have something that we do now, and it kind of keeps us grounded in the current. It keeps me at least grounded in the current, so I'm not always thinking about when's the next time I'm gonna see him. It's like, okay, this gets me to the next day, and this gets me to the next day, and before I look up I see you again. So it's little things like that. um Whenever you're talking to your significant other or any friends, any relationships, if you want to be present, tend to do more eye contact. Stop multitasking. Stop being on the phone while you and your homegirl yapping it up about the day. Stop being watching TV when your mom trying to tell you how her day at work went. Like start tuning into people. Not a lot of people do that. Not a lot of people still tune in and listen to people, and that's where you stop being present when your mind is elsewhere. Like I said, focus on the task at hand. And just this is what I do every morning, and it actually does work because it makes you think about the day. It makes you recap. Well, I do it the next morning, so it makes me recap the whole day before. But you could do it like at the nighttime of that day. But I do like a gratitude tracker. So after like I wake up, I do my yoga. Once I finish my yoga, I pray over the day. And after I pray over the day, I sit and I think about the day before and I ask myself, what am I grateful for from the day before? And it really makes me recap the day before and kind of be like, what happened that I'm grateful for? Like, truly appreciating my days is really looking at even the boring days, even the most angry days, most frustrated days. What's something that I'm blessed about and grateful for? And that also keeps me present because it makes me recap the day and live in the moment. and not worry about how to be better and do more and get more later down the line. Um, so those are just a few tips that I do that help me in my year of present, staying present and just acknowledging life in the moment. If this is your year of presence too, definitely join Queen Leo's kingdom and let's do this together. If this is something that you just tuned in and it's motivated you to try it as well, I want to open up to all my queens and queens as the first step in the year of presence. Take a pledge to yourself right now for the next 7 days from today to 7 days from today. So literally a week from today, whatever day you're watching or listening to this, a week from today. For these 7 days, I want you to be fearless. I want you to be present. I want you to live life with your heart open. I want you to take your 3 slow breaths before you do anything major, just to ground yourself so that you can make better decisions. Like I said, live with your heart open, live out of your ego, out of your pride, and be present and take it all one step at a time. Live in the moment and live for today. And you will be happy you did. Um, that is all for today, guys. Thank you again for tuning into another episode of the Queen of Hearts podcast. I am your host, Queen Leo, and this is my year of presence, y'all. I'm living in the moment and I'm living for my happiness. I will see you guys again in our next episode. If I'm remembering our schedule correctly, our next episode is going to be a sports episode. Queen Leo is bringing back her sports section. So definitely tune in as we talk about week 1 and 2 of the NFL season. And then we're going to get into like the women's basketball and all the other sports going on right now. So that episode will be out next. Like I said, guys, Queen's Love Letter out now. Subscribe to it on QweenLeo.Shop. While you're at it, subscribe to QweenLeo.Shop. That's how you get everything about the website, merch drops, podcast release, new blogs, like everything. Um, Definitely subscribe, QweenLeo.Shop. What else? I have my up and coming creative showcase relaunching. So you'll start to see that back on the website soon. If you know anybody up and coming, any content creator, any social creator, any creative, any entrepreneur, any business person, like anybody you know that's up and coming that has something big about themselves, that is the next star in your eyes, tag them, DM me their information, get me to them because I want them on QweenLeo.Shop. I want them in my content creator showcase and I want to promote them to the masses. I want to promote them to all my kings and queens so they too can grow. So let me know. Um, at the bottom of QweenLeo.Shop, there is a ticking banner. There's always a ticking banner, and it has all of my social media platforms in it. All of my Instagrams, Twitters, Pinterest, TikTok, all my social media. You will find it there. You will see this episode on QweenLeo.Shop. It will be anywhere you find your podcast, and my visual will be on YouTube on the Queen Leo. Thank you guys again for tuning in to another episode. You guys have a wonderful day, and I will see you again soon. Bye.
Genix, you going off, going off, going off, going off, going
Looking back on 28 taught me a lot. I feel like the year 28, I kind of really embraced being a woman, being on my own, being in my own skin. And I feel like all the lessons I learned through 28, as far as how to stand on my own 2 feet, how to stand on business about me, how to chase my dreams, how to reach my goals, how to just stay down, stay prayed up and just stay positive. I feel like I learned all those key components to life in year 29. So now, or 28. So now that I'm in year 29, it's like, okay, now it's time to implement those things. It's kind of time to start those things. Um, so I feel like and I feel that's probably how I've been taking it when it comes to everything in life. I think I've been taking it like, okay, girl, you learned everything you need to learn last year. Now put it to use, put it to work, and grow from it. Like, don't be like I told myself when I turned 28. I told myself, girl, when you turn 29, you should be doing something totally different. When I turned 29, I was doing something totally different, bigger and better. And now I sit here and I tell my dude all the time, for 30, we're doing it big. 30, dirty 30, we're doing it big. So I just have to be better than my past self. I feel like that's how I go into every year now. Looking back at what I learned and how can I be better. I can't stay stagnant in the same spot. I have to grow. I have to be better. So I think, and I'm realizing it more now at 29 because it's like, girl, you're at the end of the road. You know, you're about to turn 30. So it's like being at this point in my life, I feel like it's really more buckling down. Like, girl, get in your bag, stay in your bag. You feel what I'm saying? Like, tap in and stop wasting time. Um, Emotionally, 29 has taught me, or 29 feels like, let's say that 29 feels 29 feels confident, 29 feels successful, 29 feels determined, 29 feels ambitious, 29 feels ready, 29 feels like my playoffs. I won't say it's my Super Bowl because I haven't reached where I want to reach, but I would definitely say, like, okay, girl, 29 is your wild card performance. Like, we need to bounce back. We need to take over and get ourselves into the playoffs. So that's how I see 29. So that's how I'm kind of like moving. I'm moving like, girl, you got a lot of plans and you got little time. So you need to move and you need to shake and you need to get it together. So that's how I've been doing it. Um Mentally, spiritually, I feel like 29 was a lot for me at first because I think, I told my dude this, I told my best friend this. Like, when I think 29, all I keep thinking about is children. All I keep thinking about is family. All I keep thinking about the things, that biological clock that's ticking. And as much as I'm glad that, I've seen another year, I am another year older. So I do take those things into consideration just as far as like my future and what it holds and what it looks like. And